Welcome to Trojan Poetry, Episode 2. Today I picked a poem. John hasn't read it before, and so we're going to launch right into it and see what we find. This poem is called Nights by Kevin Hart. There's nothing that I really want. The stars tonight are rich and cold, above my house that vaguely broods upon a path soon lost in dark. My dinner plate is chipped all round. It tells me that I've changed a lot. My glass is cracked all down one side. It shows there's a path for me. My hands, I rest my head on them. My eyes, I rest my mind on them. There's nothing that I really need before I set out on that path. Okay, so to be honest, the reason I first picked this poem is because it's by Kevin Hart, who's a famous comedian, and apparently there's a Kevin Hart who's an English professor and also a poet, and so this is this Kevin Hart, so I thought that was kind of hilarious. That caught my eye. But as I read this poem, I really liked the repetition of the idea of a path. I don't know, that resonates with me, the idea of where you're going next in life, what's your next move, and so at the end of each stanza, he revisits the idea of the path. You know, upon a path that's lost and dark. Then the second stanza at the end, there is a path for me. And then at the end, he chooses to set out on the path, which I thought was really interesting. I also like at the beginning of the poem, in the first line, he says, there's nothing that I really want. And then the second to last line, before he chooses to leave, he says, there's nothing that I really need. And so I just found that curious. You know, he's setting himself up for this journey. And he says there's nothing that he wants and needs, which was interesting to me. So I don't know. What do you think, John?
Yeah. First off, as you were reading it, I was really kind of depressed, and I thought, wow, why did Mike pick such a depressing poem?
Sorry, it's written by Kevin Hart. That's why.
And then I was confused. Like, I thought it would be a comedy. I really, though, as I'm looking back, because it does seem somewhat optimistic, right? He says there's nothing I want, but the stars are rich. Rich seems like a positive word, but then they're also cold, so that seems like a negative word, so there's some juxtaposition there or some ambiguity. And then it says, my glass is cracked all down one side. It shows there is a path for me. So, you know, a broken cup is usually a bad thing, but somehow it's seen as a path, which you might see as a good thing. So ultimately, I think I would have to keep reading and try to figure out, you know, why is this author so conflicted about positive and negative, and does he see the path as a good thing or a bad thing? So yeah, I don't know. I'm interested to keep going and kind of think about it some more.
All right, so our question for you today is, what path is the speaker setting out on? So John just asked some really good questions that I hadn't thought about yet. Is this a positive for him? Is he being forced to go out on this path? And I'm kind of cheating here. The second question is there a path that you feel that you're about to set out on? And what is that path?
All right, well, thanks for watching. Please join the conversation in the comments on YouTube or on Twitter at Trojan Poetry DGN. You can also check out our website at trojanpoetrydgn.blogspot.com.